So I'm Tom Parker. I have a startup company called Safe Second, and I'm trying to get an investment from a company, which Jessica will be.
You going first? I'm going first.
Oh, you're going first?
Yeah, I'm going first.
Okay.
Oh,
You're just saying who we were.
okay.
Okay, I'm Jessica Craig, and this is Tom Parker. I'm going to be a sales representative for Medtronic, which is a diabetes supply company, and he's going to be a patient with type 1 diabetes.
Okay.
Hi Tom, I'm Jessica Craig with Medtronic.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. How was your Thanksgiving break?
Well, it was very nice. A lot of football and just family time.
Yeah. Well, Tom, I was contacted by your physician, Dr. Smith, who brought to my attention that you might be interested in more information about the insulin pump.
Yeah, I'd be very excited to learn about diabetes and what would be more effective treatment and less painful.
Awesome. Well, I understand you've been using insulin pens to treat your type 1 diabetes. So I'm here today to go over a product that I think will enable you to transition from those multiple shots in one day to one insertion every 4 days. Could I take about 10 minutes of your time to go over that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. If you don't mind, I will write down some notes as we discuss for me to understand your diabetes care. Also, here's my business card. If you have any contact or any information you want after this, you can contact me through that.
Sounds good.
Okay, well first I want to learn more about what you're doing now to treat your diabetes. So explain to me your daily routine.
Well, right now I'm using a long-acting insulin pen to give myself shots. Beginning in the morning, I take a shot before breakfast. I take another shot during the day for each meal I eat, and then one more before I go to bed.
Okay, so you're injecting yourself at least 5 times a day if you're taking one in the morning, one at night, and 3 during the day?
Yeah, and also for various activities, like if I go to the gym or if I'm active, I take another one.
Okay, so does the idea of not taking multiple shots in one day and only injecting yourself every 4 days sound more intriguing?
Yeah, that definitely sounds good. It'd just be less work and it sounds appealing too.
Okay. Well, that could be accomplished through the MiniMed 530G insulin pump from Medtronic. There are many benefits that come from having the pump, but I'm going to focus on 3 of them that I think will interest you. So the first would be that the pump gives a more precise and accurate insulin dosage down to the 100th of a unit, which means that the insulin pens could give you 2.0 units, but with this insulin pump, it could give you 2.015 units, which would result in better control for your blood sugar levels. A second benefit would be the decrease in stress and hassle of dealing with the worry. The pump is small and compact, so it can fit in a pocket or even be worn on a band. Do you work outdoors or play sports often?
Yeah, I go to the gym a few times a week, and in the summer I work outdoors.
I know many diabetes patients work outdoors or are very active, so not having to worry about pins helps them stay more focused on work and less on their blood sugar levels. So lastly, the third benefit is that anytime your blood sugar starts to go low, the pump will provide a feature called suspend, and it's able to slow down the process of the delivery, whereas if you take a shot of insulin with a pen, all the insulin will go in at once.
Yeah, those features I have not been able to use during pens, and it would be nice to be able to get something that has those features with it.
Yeah, and all these benefits are easy to get used to. Let me show you how the pump gets put together and demonstrate how to properly attach. So here's the box that your insulin will come in. It's roughly the size of a small pager. And then here's the port that you would inject either on your arm or something on your stomach. So it's roughly small. And then this is the reservoir that the insulin would go through. And then you just attach it through the bottom. So fairly easily. And it comes in various colors such as pink, blue, black, or even clear. So I know I've shown and given lots of information, but do you have any concerns?
Well, this sounds good, almost too good to be true, and maybe expensive. How much does it actually cost?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked. The pump itself, it's roughly about $7,000, but some insurance do cover up to about 80%.
Well, if my insurance doesn't cover it, are there any other options?
Yeah, there are 2 other options. If your insurance doesn't cover, one option would be a payment plan that exists for the warranty of the pump, which is usually around 4 years, and there's 0 interest on the payment plan. Or you could go the route of financial aid assistance, which is offered through Medtronic, which is based upon your household income, and it could cover up to 70%.
Okay, that actually sounds pretty reasonable. It sounds like Medtronic would really work for me in my financial situation.
Yeah, no matter what the situation, Medtronic will find a way to make this fit into your budget.
Other than the actual pump, what are the supplies cost gonna be?
Yeah, for a 3-month supply, it can range from about $1,500 to $2,000. Again, insurance may cover, but if they don't, there is still a payment plan available for that. The only thing is that the balance will have to be at 0 before you can make another purchase of your supplies. I know it sounds like a lot, but I know one insulin pump or one insulin pen could be about $75 and only lasts about 3 to 4 days. So you're looking at spending $22.50 just on pens for a 3-month supply.
That's understandable, I just been close to that on average.
Does this all sound like something that would outweigh your insulin pens?
Yeah, it really does.
Okay, well, how does checking with your insurance to see if they will cover the pump and checking into a payment plan sound?
Sounds good, I actually think I'm gonna do that.
Okay, well, I'll meet with Dr. Smith to get a prescription written out and I'll gather your information so I can send that in and see what percentage they will cover. Would you be available next Tuesday afternoon around 11 to discuss their response and payment plans?
Yeah, Tuesday works for me.
Okay, well, thank you for your time and I look forward to meeting with you again.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks.
Good. Good job. All right.
Okay, like I said before, I have a startup, Safe Second, and I'm trying to get investments from a partnership company, which she works for Smith & Wesson, and that's who I'm trying to partner with. I'm Tom from Safe Second.
Hi, nice to meet you, Tom. I'm Jessica.
Give me this card. So you from around here?
Yeah, I actually grew up in Yukon.
Okay, I grew up just north of that Piedmont.
Yeah, it's no world.
Okay, so before we get started, I want to ask a couple questions. You still have about 10 minutes to talk to me.
Yeah.
And are you also the sole decision maker of the company?
Yes.
Okay, first I'd like to know what steps you're taking or products you make to keep the firearm safe.
Okay, as of right now, we just install a safety on our guns, but for the most part, we rely on our customers to buy a safe or just to be responsible.
So do all of your firearms have a safety, and is that the only line of safety you actually offer?
Actually, not all of our guns have a safety, and yes, it is.
So is it safe to say that you'd like to be able to make your product safer and possibly even attract a new audience?
I mean, the more we can sell and the safer we can make them, the better.
Well, the product I'm offering can do that for you, and here's a brochure kind of explaining some of the technology that's involved with that. We have Safe Second are developing technology for a line of biometric scanners that are actually installed into your handguns. This will help you reach your audience and make you the leader in not only guns, but in gun safety. You'll also be the only company in the market with access to this technology. That will give you guys a competitive advantage against Glock or Ruger or some of the other companies out there. On top of all that, with gun safety being one of the biggest topics in America right now, it's always growing, sales are always going up. This technology will be very appealing to families wanting to keep their children safe and people that are just wanting to kind of stop crime and like lower the crime rates and stuff like that. Here's an example of some of our models. This is our more advanced model right here that would maybe be used for military type action like police forces. It has a better scanner on it, it's more expensive, so some people might not want it, but this is our middle line. That's probably good for like home protection. It doesn't scan as well because obviously it's not a full hand, so it's not going to scan through like maybe mud or if you have stuff on your hands. So it's good for home defense and maybe at gun ranges and stuff like that. And then we just have a cheaper model up there, so we want to be able to market this to everybody. Everybody deserves to be safe. So that's our cheaper model. It's not as nice, but it's just a lock that can add an extra protection for whoever has it. So how does all this sound to you?
That all sounds good, but it sounds like there is a lot to develop.
I'm not gonna lie to you, the research and development stage could take a while, but with this product, there can't be any mistakes.
Okay. Well, more time usually means more money.
We have some independent funding, and we're only asking $250,000 from you guys, and with that, we allow you guys to oversee all stages and make key decisions. We aren't gonna be the one controlling all of this. You guys will have a say in everything, as we will be partners. How does that sound?
Yeah, that puts my mind at ease somewhat, but I want to know what that amount is, all that is needed.
The technology is already there. As you can see on iPhones, they have scanners, so the technology is there, so there's not a lot of research we have to do. We just have to perfect it and make some prototypes and just perfect the technology and make sure it's all working right. All the money is going to be used for just perfecting it and making sure nothing's going to go wrong. So I can personally assure you we don't need to ask for any more money.
Okay, that sounds very doable.
So I'm going to be honest with you, there's a lot of companies out there, but I want to use your products, and to be honest, I want to work with Smith & Wesson. All I have to ask you is, do you want to work with us?
Yeah, I do.
Thank you.
Thanks. Do you need a copy of our script?
No. Okay, we got two more.
I don't think it looks like that. It doesn't look like I blew that one. Yeah, it's okay.
All right.
Alright, so I'm Sam Morgan with Valspar Paint. I'll be selling to Sankey Playa and Foster Signature Homes.
He doesn't need that.
Okay.
Alright. Hey there, Sam Morgan, Valspar Paint.
Nice to meet you.
Here's my business card.
Great. Let's have a seat.
Thank you. So on the phone, whenever I spoke to you a little bit earlier last week, you said you had about 10-15 minutes. Is that still viable?
It still works for me.
Alright, good deal. And so obviously I'm here representing Valspar Paint. And what if I told you that our Valspar Reserve, top of the end paint line, could cut your labor in half? How's that sound?
It's something I'd be interested in hearing more about, yeah.
All right, good deal. So, you know, Foster Signature Homes, you guys are building houses all the time. And you're actually building a house for my sister up in North Edmond over off Cookville and Kelly.
Oh, is it that ranch style they're building?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
She's
It's a nice
super
house.
excited.
That's a nice house.
Really excited. So, do you mind if I go ahead and take notes during this?
No, please go
All
ahead.
right, good deal. Let's see here. And I wanted to go ahead and start by asking you a couple questions about your business. Just maybe a rough estimate. How many houses do you build per month or perhaps per year?
I mean, it averages probably around 5. You know, we're building a new addition next year, so it's gonna be a little more next year. So, I mean, I would say 5 a month, basic math, 60 a year, maybe.
60 a year? Okay. So, you know, how many gallons are you using per house?
I'm not a painter, but I'd probably say in the mid-20s, maybe 25, 26, something like that.
Okay. So, let's see here. So, about rough estimate, about 1,200 gallons a year? That
If
sounds
you
about
say
right.
so, sure.
It's around that area, give or take. So, let's see here. If I'm not mistaken, you guys are still using Sherwin-Williams Ovation, is that correct?
Yeah, well, we're sure Williams.
Okay, have you guys been having any problems with them?
Just some small things. I've noticed some coverage issues. You know, it's taking 2 and 3 coats. I'm having to keep sending guys back. So we've had some issues with some coverage, some durability issues with, you know, paint peeling off the walls, things like that. I guess that's a contractor thing. And then we've been having some warranty issues with Sherwin-Williams. They're not necessarily paying out their full amounts on some of our warranty work. So
Okay, so just a quick recap, you know, it is a contractor grade paint, so you're having difficulty with coverage, durability, and then you don't think Sherwin-Williams is quite backing up their product as much?
it'll be more or less, sure, yeah.
Okay, so, you know, if these problems continue, that's gonna be costing you money, and, you know, in the long run, it's coming out of your paycheck, would you agree?
I agree with that, yeah, that sounds right.
So if I told you that Valspar Reserve could solve all of those problems, is that something you'd be interested in perhaps purchasing, or at least considering?
You have my attention.
All right, good deal. Well, I'll go ahead and get started here. I brought a few samples here with me. And I was pretty sure that you were still using Sherwin-Williams Ovation, so I actually brought some samples for that. And I will let you know that all of these samples come from our retail location in OKC. They were out on the sales floor for about a year and a half, and that's about how long we have them now before we retired them. So you can kind of get an idea with all the customers fiddling with them, the type of durability that they have. And so the first ones I have here for you, this is going to be the Valspar Reserve. And this one right here is Sherwin-Williams Ovation.
Okay.
And this is just bare wood trim with one coat, no primer at all. And you can see where the finish is completely different. This one's a little bit more dull than the Sherwin-Williams. And the main reason for that is because the Valspar Reserve is actually on the MSDS sheet, the Material Safety Data sheet, is actually qualified or rated to be a bare wood primer. It actually seals off the porosity of the wood and keeps the glossifier from actually soaking in and ruining the finish. So that's actually the main reason why there's a huge difference between finishes here. And these are actually both satin, and as you can see, the Sherwin-Williams is about an eggshell.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
Yeah. And then I actually brought this sample with me. As you can see, it's just an extremely vibrant color. and I just wanted to give you an idea of what types of colors we can achieve with Valspar Reserve.
And this is also just a one coat?
Yes, absolutely. All of these are actually one
That's
coat.
impressive.
And so, we can basically get you any color under the sun. And obviously you're painting the outside of your houses, so I actually brought some cement siding here. And again, this is one coat. This cement siding is actually pre-primed by the manufacturer. So this kind of gives you an idea. Even with the primer, the Sherwin-Williams right here, finish is still lackluster, and you can see where it's had some coverage problems, whereas the Valspar Reserve settled out a little bit more and is quite durable.
Excellent. Nice.
And again, all of those were in my OKC retail location, so they held up pretty well.
Excellent.
So let's see here. And again, you were saying that you're having trouble with warranty and perhaps reimbursement. I will let you know that all of our interior paints have a lifetime warranty. If you have any problems, we'll fully reimburse you. Whereas, obviously, the exterior paints, we can't, have a lifetime warranty on that. With the sun beat down, every paint's going to fade. There's not much you can do about that. But we do back it up for 10 years. If you have any problems within that 10 years, we will reimburse you. We actually had a third-party vendor pull some metrics on our customer service back in 2014, and they found that about 85% of all our warranty claims got fully reimbursed. So I think I covered a lot of your problems. Do you have any other questions?
Yeah, I just got a few small questions, so technical questions, and obviously, surprise questions.
Okay.
So my first question is, obviously, it's 2015, almost 2016. People are eco-conscious. I mean, the green movement has taken over the world. My customers want a product that is safe for their homes. What's the VOC content like in your paints?
Well, absolutely. That is a huge movement, and pretty sure that's probably part of the reason why you guys are using Sherwin-Williams Ovation. It has a pretty low VOC content, especially for an oil-based paint. And the Valspar Reserve is actually 0 VOC, and so that means it's rated for government buildings, hospitals. Obviously, you guys aren't building those, but I think that's something your clients would get to hear.
That's good. So my next question is more technical for my guys. Obviously, we're using a paint sprayer. We're trying to cover a lot of ground fast. I noticed that the Sherwin-Williams paint kind of gunks up our sprayers sometimes. Is that something I can expect with your paint as well?
Well, Valspar Reserve is a much thicker paint because it is meant to go on in one coat. Throw a primer on, you put one coat on, and you're finished. And so because it is thicker, you will have to thin it out before you put it in a sprayer, but as long as you thin it out, you should have no problems. And perhaps the reason that you're having problems with the Sherwin-Williams, like I said, it's an oil-based paint. And so that requires a solvent to actually clean. And so usually mineral spirits, and if you don't do that properly, it can cause problems. Whereas Valspar Reserve is actually latex water-based, so all it takes is soap and water to clean that.
Yeah, that's good. And then I guess this isn't so much a question, it's more a question. I get calls all the time from people that their kids draw on their walls.
Right.
So is this something I can clean easily, or is
Yeah,
this something?
absolutely. Basically, as long as you don't go with a flat or matte finish, you can scrub away. You can take sponge and water to Valspar Reserve. Like I said, as long as it's not a flat finish, all the way from eggshell up to semi-gloss.
Okay, cool. And then my last question, obviously, is price. Obviously, I'm using a contractor grade paint, and it seems like Valspar Reserves are highest end paint.
Right.
What would be my incentive to upgrade my paint? It would
Well,
cost me
so-
more, wouldn't it?
It does cost more. Basically, how you're going to be saving money is, you do have to put that one coat, whereas Sherwin-Williams Ovation, you're saying 2 to 3 coats plus primer. And so you're going to save time and labor. And then also just the sheer amount of paint that you have to buy is nearly halved with Valspar Reserve. So you're going from about 1,200 gallons a year with your Ovation to, with our Reserve, you're going to roughly 600 gallons a year. And then we do have bulk pricing options available, and our top tier actually starts at about 500 gallon annual contract, and they'll give you about a 35% discount off retail. And with the 35% discount, that's about 20% increase over the Sherwin-Williams Ovation price. And so you will be saving money over the long term for sure. So any other questions, or did I cover everything?
Yeah, it covers most of my stuff, yeah.
All right, good deal. And you were saying that you're not a painter, and I completely understand, wouldn't expect you to, sign a contract right off the bat. So I would love the opportunity to perhaps make an appointment with you guys, maybe go out to one of your job sites next week, bring out some Valspar Reserve and give you a demonstration, let your painters play with it and see how it works.
Yeah, I think we've got some houses in the paint stage. Yeah, I thought I'd let our guys take a look at it, see what they think.
All right, good deal. Well, you have my business card. If you have any questions, go ahead and contact me, and we'll keep in touch.
Good.
Really good.
Of course it was. Okay. So I'm still Zach. Hi guys. I'm going to be selling Owens Corning shingles, and Sam's going to be with Salazar Roofing. So. excited to play with Owens Corner shingles. How you doing, sir?
Have a
That's my
seat.
card.
Oh, thank you.
Before we go any further, we spoke on the phone, you said you had around 10 to 15 minutes, does that still work for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with this ice storm, pretty busy, but, you know, I set aside this time for you.
Awesome. And also, does anyone else need to be here before we go any further?
No.
Okay, cool, excellent. So as I said, I'm with Owens Corning Shingles, and I'd like to show you a product today that I feel like is more durable than what you're using, has a better warranty, and could cost you up to 10% less. Is that something you would be interested in learning more about?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm here.
Okay, excellent. So my first question, obviously, is how busy it is. I mean, wow, that ice storm came out of nowhere. You
Yeah,
guys
the
must
phone's
be
ringing off the hook. We're extremely busy right now.
Excellent.
So-
Well, I'll try to keep it in the time frame then. Are you finding that you have any kind of issues with your problem? Are you using GAF shingles? Is that
Yes,
correct?
we are
Are you
using
finding you have
GAF.
any issues with them?
Well, nothing too major. The main thing is we have some new subdivisions. We kind of got into some contractor work out in Yukon. And whenever you're building a bunch of houses in a small area, you know, you're kind of looking for color variety, whereas GF, they're only offering us about 5 different colors of shingles. And so, you know, nobody wants to have a house that looks, you know, extremely similar to the one next door or the one down the street. So, you know, color variety is definitely something that I've been looking for. Also, here lately, it wasn't all the time, but here lately I've noticed that a lot of the pallets that come in, they have a lot of damaged shingles. I want to say that GF is giving me about a 3% allowance on that, and to be honest, here lately I feel like it's kind of exceeding that. And, you know, before we go any further, I do want to just make sure that, you know, I'm not sure how long you've lived here in Oklahoma, but, you know, as roofing, we do have a lot of storms here, and we never know when they're going to come through. So whatever you're going to offer me today, I do need to make sure that it's up to code. It's going to be able to withstand these storms. It's, you know, it's extremely important. Also, warranty is extremely important to me as well. Basically, I don't want to have to send my guys out, have to do some work, and then find out that's not my problem. It's a problem with the manufacturer, and then you don't reimburse me. So.
Okay, so if I could just recap for you, just quick, make sure I got everything. You're having some issues with colors, you'd like to have more variety. You're getting shingles that are coming in damaged from the manufacturer, and you want to make sure it's up to code, obviously, and that you're having issues with through warranty and reimbursement.
Yeah.
Good. So obviously, I don't need to tell you that if all these issues continue, you're gonna have unhappy customers, you're gonna be wasting money on product, and you're gonna have to keep going out and doing service calls for warranty work, and you're not gonna get reimbursed for that.
Right.
Would you see those are about what's gonna happen if you continue on the road? Okay, so if I told you that my shingle could solve most, if not all of these problems, would that be something you want to hear more about?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, excellent. Well, I brought you a couple samples. This is actually a sample of one of our shingles. I just want you to get your
Okay.
hands on that. And I'll just run down the line with some of your issues. So your color, the first thing I want to show you is this sample board I brought for you here. This
Oh, wow.
is, I don't know, it's fancy. I have 13 different colors of my true duration shingle, where you said GF has only offered you 5. You can see across the top here. You've got
Okay.
13 different kinds. This is our Colonial Slate and our True Definition. It's one of our higher end shingles. But
Okay.
for our average that you would find in a retail store, we cover 15 different colors is what we stock. So we'll have GF beat no problem on your colors. You said you had problems with damaged shingles.
Right.
One of the things that we pride ourselves on is we send our drivers through very extensive training for not only driving their trucks, but also operating forklift and heavy equipment. So when accidents happen, obviously, but we do our best to minimize that. But having said that, I did say accidents happen. We have a 5% allowance built into our pallets, whereas you said GF only offers you 3, we build you
Okay.
5%. So when you buy a pallet, you have 5% back instantly. So if there's more than 5% damage, sorry, but if it's less, you're making more money back. So we'll be
Okay.
able to beat GF
I mean,
in
you
that
have
regard.
GF on that one.
Then you said code. I'm not going to bore you with code. You know the code. But I do have technical data sheets on everything, and I will tell you that we're Miami-Dade County approved for all of our shingles. So code will not be an issue, but I can get you technical data sheets,
Okay.
not a problem.
So what's the win rating on your shingles? I know GAF, they're pretty high, up to like 115, I want to say 120.
We're actually at 130, so we're actually
Okay.
higher than that.
Okay.
So, and that actually ties into my warranty bit. So you said you had some issues with warranty and reimbursement. I'll tell you that GAF has a lifetime warranty on their shingles. They have, she said 120, and they have a 10-year allergy warranty, which we have all the same. We have a lifetime warranty on your roof. If the homeowner owns the home, the roof is covered. Okay? Then 130 mile an hour wind protection, and you have 10-year allergy. If you get any kind of moisture underneath there and you get some moss growing under your shingles, you won't have any problems with getting that
Okay.
refunded. Now, the thing that makes us different than GAF is that they have a 5-year prorated plan. So that means within the first 5 years, you're getting fully reimbursed for everything you're paying for, if there's any kind of warranty work. After that 5 years, you're getting a prorated amount. Our warranty is actually a 10-year prorated amount, so it's actually double the length of GAF. So in the 6th year, you're still getting fully reimbursed. The
All right.
prorated amount won't begin until the 11th year. So you'll be able to save some money in warranty in that situation. So,
Okay,
and we
that
have,
sounds good.
we pay back our reimbursement fund. So, do you feel like I covered everything there for you?
Yeah, you covered quite a bit of it. Of course, I do have some questions. Obviously, price, sounds like you beat GAF all the way through. How much is this gonna cost me?
Well, I told you when we started this thing, it's gonna be 10%, up to 10%, I'm a man of my word. So what is GAF offering you on your bulk discounts?
On the bulk discount, they're giving me about a 25% discount.
Then it's 35%. Obviously, that's a bit of a hit for us, but you're a big company and we wanna get involved in this, so it's 10%. 35% plus the 5% allowances.
All right, that sounds good. Also, like I've told you, storms come out of nowhere, and your shipping location is extremely important. I gotta be able to get product extremely fast. And so GAF, they're actually up in Colorado. It takes them about 2 business days to get me a shipment. Whenever there's a disaster situation, that's critical. I need to be able to get everything in as quickly as possible. Are you gonna be able to beat GAF on that, or?
Absolutely, absolutely. So they are in Denver, Colorado, as you said. Our plant is actually in Irving, Texas, or the plant closest to. We have more plants, but it's in Irving, Texas. It's about 3 hours from here. It's just outside of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and we have all of our things are on site. So we have asphalt, tar, construction, everything is on site. Shipping, so we can get you shingles a lot faster than 2 days. Our fastest turnaround time has been an afternoon. We had someone need help in Lawton, so
Okay.
we can beat the 2 business days of
I
what
mean,
we
that
problem.
sounds good. Is that a newer plant over there? I didn't know there was something.
It's within the last 20 years. Yeah, I came from the Memphis location. I'm not sure exactly how long, but yes,
Okay.
it's been there a while now.
All right, and then just another thing, you've shown me this sample right here.
Mhm.
To be honest, this is pretty flexible, it seems kind of flimsy, and I used to work out there with the guys. And the GAF shingles seem a lot more rigid, a lot thicker, a lot stronger. Can you explain what's going on there? Or
Sure.
you
Our-
did say this was your most popular, right?
That's our retail location, Oak Ridge. Yes, it's an architectural shingle. So what it is that the GAF shingle has a 5-layer construction and it uses a double thick vinyl underlay mat. Whereas this shingle has a fiberglass underlay mat. You can kind of see where we tore it off in there. You can see some fiberglass spreads.
Okay.
So it is more flexible. So when the wind runs across it, it flexes a little more. So it's not going to break. It's not as brittle. It's not as thick. And the reason is because it's twice as strong and also half the thickness.
Okay, I mean, that sounds great.
Cool. Do you have any other questions?
I know, I think you covered everything.
Okay, awesome. So obviously, you're busy. I don't want to try to get you to sign anything today. I'm sure you just got a shipment
Yeah,
in.
we did, just
Okay,
get shipment in.
so how about we get a sample pallet up here just for you to work on, get up on a roof, so
Okay.
you guys like it. I said 2 days, how about I try to get you here by Friday afternoon, we get you a pallet up here.
If you can get it there that fast, I would definitely consider buying your product immediately.
Okay, well, I'll make some phone calls and get back with you. You have my business card. If you have any kind of questions, give me a call, text, email, I'm always available.
All right, good deal. Nice
Thank
meeting
you.
you.
All right. Again, I want to thank the 2 groups that were flexible in their timing, because I know you dressed up like today, and so that's a bit of a burden. I'm going to pass this roll sheet. I'm going to run upstairs, and for those of you who did it today, copy these off really quickly so that you'll have your score sheets. For everybody else, I have your score sheets. So I'll go copy these. I'll be